students. I'm here to teach you the subject symmetry and group theory. The code of this subject is PCY 302. First of all, I will introduce myself. I am Dr. Vijay Lakshmi. I am working in the School of Chemistry and Biochemistry, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala, as an associate professor. First of all, I will tell you in brief what is symmetry and group theory. You know, the symmetry is present in the nature. It is present in human beings, it is present in plants, animals, insects, smaller plants, bigger plants, and this symmetry is everywhere. Even you can see in the nature or in the artificial developed by the human beings, the buildings, in all, the symmetry is present. You just look at the schematic presentation of the human beings. If just I cut a line over here, then you can see the things are symmetrical. So we have two legs, we have two arms, we have partially symmetrical things over here. And just look at this schematic presentation of a plant where I have symmetrically cut the plant into this from the centers, and you can see that every part of this plant is same. So this means this is symmetrical. Whereas if there is a line over here, and you can see that it is unsymmetrical, it's asymmetry, because when you visualize this bulge is not present over here, and although some symmetry is over here, but the overall it is asymmetrical. If you look at some spiders or some starfish or the smaller plant, just a mint plant, you can see it's how symmetrical it is. So symmetry is present everywhere. So the chemist, they were very enthusiastic about the symmetry present in the nature. So this starter wanted to look at the symmetry present in the chemistry point of view. So how this symmetry is helpful in the chemistry? So it is helpful to understand what type of orbitals are used in the bonding. They even help to predict the optical activity of the molecules. You know, some of the molecules are optically active, some are optically inactive, some have R configuration, some molecule has S configuration, and all those prediction can be done by using the symmetry. Even the symmetry in the chemistry, it helps us to predict whether the molecules are either active or inactive, whether the molecules are Raman active or inactive. Even if the molecule is IR active, the how many bands will be observed in the molecule. So all those prediction can be done through the symmetry by studying the symmetry in the molecules. Even this symmetry is helpful to solve the structures. It is helpful in crystallography. It is helpful to understand the various orbitals used in bonding. So what are the various things that are important to study asymmetry? First of all, I will talk about the symmetry elements. So different symmetry elements are present, like the mirror planes, axis of rotation, center of inversion, improper rotation axis. All these are symmetry elements. So how we can see this symmetry element is helpful for us or no? And why we say that this symmetry element is present in a molecule or not? So a molecule has a given symmetry element if the operation leave the molecules appearing as if nothing has changed, even though the atom and bonds have been moved. How we can say, let us take an example of a water molecule. Suppose this is oxygen atom and these two are the hydrogen atoms. Okay, now I am using here the symmetry element, the axis of rotation. From where the axis of rotation is, my axis of rotation, which is passing through this line. Now you have observed this molecule, and you know that this hydrogen over here, another hydrogen over here, but you just close your eyes, and in the meantime I have done something to this molecule. What I have done? I have rotated the molecule to 180 degrees. So just open your eyes, observe that. Your eyes are not able to observe any change to the molecule. So means this axis of rotation is present, and this particular symmetry element is present in the molecule. So what I mean to say, the symmetry element is said to possess in a molecule if some operation is done to the molecule and that is leaving the molecule unchanged. So that symmetry element is present. Okay. So what are the symmetry operations? Symmetry operations, the operation means the movement or something that I have done to the molecule, the operation that I have applied to the molecule and that is leaving that molecule unchanged. Again, we are taking the example of water molecule. In this water molecule, this is the rotation axis, these are the two hydrogen atoms, and through this rotation axis we have rotated the molecule like this, and it is leaving this molecule unchanged. And on the other way, if the rotation axis rather than through this line, if it is through this line, what is going to happen? If I rotate it through 180-degree, now first 180-degree, it will be appearing like this. So your eyes will be able to determine the change, predict the change. There is a change. So means if the axis is from here and you have rotated the molecule through 180-degree, there is a change in the molecule. Means this particular rotation axis is not present in the molecule. Another 180-degree, and now I am going to get a change. Okay, so it means this molecule, this water molecules has a symmetry operation C2 axis from here, not from here. Okay, then it means this molecule to possess some symmetry operation. So what is symmetry operation? If I am operating something onto the molecule and that is leaving that molecule unchanged, that means the molecule said to have that particular symmetry operation. So we have different symmetry elements and symmetry operations. So these are the very basic things that we are going to study in the subject symmetry and group theory. We have the symmetry elements. We have 5 symmetry elements and 5 symmetry operations. They are symbolized through different symbols. First symmetry element is identity, which is denoted by E. The symmetry element is the rotation axis, which is also called as n-fold axis. And what is the symmetry operation? It is rotation by 2 pi by n. And pi is your 180-degree angle, and n is the number of rotations possible in the molecules. How much degree of rotation is possible in the molecule. And the symbol used to determine this n-fold axis is Cn. The third symmetry operation is the mirror plane. What is the mirror plane? It's a small plane. It's a small mirror plane which is passing through the molecule, and that mirror plane, the image of that mirror plane which is leaving the molecule unchanged, is called as your mirror plane. And what we are observing through that, what is that symmetry operation? It is reflection, and it is symbolized by the term sigma. Another symmetry element is the center of inversion, and symmetry operation is what? Inversion, and it is symbolized by the term I. The last symmetry operation that is possible in the molecule is n-fold axis of improper rotation axis. In this case, what is the symmetry operation? It is the rotation followed by reflection, which is perpendicular to the axis of rotation. And it is symbolized by Sn. Again, n is the number of rotations possible in the molecule to get the identical structure. We will discuss, so overall we have the different 5 symmetry elements: identity, n-fold rotation, reflection, inversion, and improper rotation axis. First, I will discuss about the identity, which is denoted by E. So this identity is present in all the molecules because it leaves the molecules unchanged. Each and every molecule possesses this identity, even if there are some symmetry operation present or not, it is present in all. This symmetry operation leaves the molecule unchanged. Let us take the example of the chlorobromoidomethane. So I am just drawing the molecules. The carbon atom which is attached through hydrogen, bromo, ido, and chloro. So now this molecule is attached, this carbon atom is attached to all the atoms which are different in nature. This is hydrogen, this is chloro, this is bromo, and this is your ido. So if I rotate this molecule, whenever I do something to the molecule, it is causing some change to the molecule. Okay, there is no symmetry reflection, there is no reflection, there is no other thing, other symmetry element present in the molecule. What this molecule is having, it's a identity. Okay, what is identity? If I am rotating this molecule through 360-degree, then it is unchanged. So this identity is present in the all the molecules. Next symmetry operation is the CN rotation axis. It is equal to the rotation of the object 360 divided by n about the axis. For example, again I am taking the example of water molecule. Now this water molecule, when I get the same structure, okay, if I want to get that thing, then how I get that, how much degree of axis is present in this molecule. Suppose I am labeling this hydrogen atom as H1 and this with H2. Now I am rotating the molecule through 180-degree through this axis. Now my H1 is replaced by H2 and H2 is replaced by H1. What if I rotate through one another 180-degree angle? Now I am getting here the H1 and this is your H2. So how many times I have repeated this operation? 2 times. Okay, so 360 divided by 2 means 180-degree rotation I have done to get the identical structure. Or in the another way, if I want to get this n, 360 divided by 180-degree means 2. So this molecule is having C2 axis. And this symmetry element, this rotation through which I am rotating the molecule is a simple line. It's a simple axis. So this is your axis through which I am rotating the molecule to get a identical structure, and this is called as your rotation axis. Let us take the example of ammonia molecule. Now in this ammonia molecule, what is present? Your structure of this ammonia molecule is like this. It is a trigonal pyramidal structure. Nitrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Just be clear that this nitrogen is not on the surface of my hand. It's just bit tilted upward. So what will be my rotation axis over here? My rotation axis will be from this position. Okay. So from this axis will pass through this nitrogen atom. And when you visualize this molecule, these 3 hydrogen atoms are forming a triangle. So if there is a triangle, then what is there? What is the angle in between? So I have to complete that 360-degree. So at 360, I have 3 points which are at a equal distance. 360 divided by 3, it's 120-degree. It means I have to rotate this molecule through 120-degree to get a identical structure. So what I am going to do, suppose this is your H1, 2, and 3. Now I'm rotating through clockwise direction and through this axis I am rotating through 180 degree, 120 degree, and this is again a identical structure. Now H1 has moved to this position, 2 and 3. Now what I have to do? Another 120 degree. Again the identical structure, but there is a movement, but your eyes are not able to recognize that change. Another 120 degree. Now this is your identity. 360 degree. This is your identity. So for the ammonia molecule, two type of rotations are possible. I can rotate the molecule through that particular axis in the clockwise direction as well as in the anti-clockwise direction. Thank you so much. So in the next lectures, we will talk about the improper rotation axis and the inversion center. Thank you.